Archon, Shalom, Shalom, Israel, Shalom to the 12 tribes, Yahshua, give them the core, Shalom, honor, glory, and praise. On to the Most High God, Yahweh, in the name of the God, Saint Habashah, this brother Yahshua coming back to y'all get another video through the Spirit and power, Yahweh. Bahashim Mashak, Mama like Yahweh. All right, Shalom, Shalom. So I'm gonna get straight into this, all right? Basically, this is going into, the question, or basically addressing the question, do I have to go out, to camp? Do I really need to do that? Do I really need to shake the hand? Yes, I have this wisdom. I have all these breakdowns. I understand prophecy. I understand this and the third. But do I really need to teach? Do I really need to hold posts? Do I really need to, pass out flyers? Do I really need to, do that, do this, do that? Because you have, and I'm only addressing this question because you have certain people that say that camps is bad, it's evil, it's wicked, don't join camps, and, what y'all doing is not in the Bible, and why are you guys making a 12-tribe chart that's not in the Bible? And although it is, everything that we try to do is thus saith the Lord. We're going to go through the precepts, right? We're going to go through the precepts to try to see and address that and answer that question to see whether or not the Lord wants us to be doing that, all right? Going out literally onto the highways and byways, the highways and hedges, proclaiming our people and teaching, proclaiming the gospel rather to our people, teaching the precepts, just like how the apostles are doing, just like how Yahweh Shah was doing, right? And just like as the prophets of old were doing, man. It's nothing new, nothing. There's no new thing under the sun, literally, as it states in the book of Ecclesiastes, all right? So we're going to get straight into the precepts and literally go to the Lord to see whether or not what we're doing is ordained by Yahweh Shah or not, all right? Or should we just be sitting up in the house and not doing the goddamn thing, man, right? And just hating on camps and on the damn keyboard all day. Is that ordained of the Lord, or is literally being part of a body, teaching and holding posts, is that part of the of what the Lord commanded? So like, without further ado, let's get into it. So let's go to 2 Timothy chapter 4, verse 5. It says, "But watch thou in all things, endure afflictions, do the work of an evangelist, make full proof of thy ministry." So the Lord, right, through the hand of Paul, of course, is a Paul, and it's a proper context, is Paul writing the second letter to Timothy. All right, this is the as scholars will say, the last letter before Paul dies and is martyred for Yahweh Shah. All right, but literally what Paul is commanding Timothy is to watch in all things, endure afflictions, right, and do the work of an evangelist. Now, what is an evangelist? Let's look that word up. It says, a person who seeks to convert others to the Christian faith. Now, we know that's going off by saying the Christian faith. It's not a Christian faith. It's the faith of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah, right? But it says, especially by public preaching. You see that? It says, especially by public preaching. So, yes, you can evangelize on Instagram. Yes, you can evangelize on YouTube, Twitter, TikTok and stuff like that. Yes, you can do that, and you can reach a lot of people by doing so. But at the same time, the Lord still has his people to do public preaching, all right? Literally go to our people face to face and tell them in their face that they're going off. We're telling them in their face that Christ, right, is a so-called black man, right? According to the Bible. So literally that's what the Lord commands us to do. Literally in the face. Tell Esau in his face that he's going into captivity. That's how the Lord rolls. Yes, you can have this, FaceTime, and you can have the internet and stuff like that. That works, but at the same time, we even see that Paul and the apostles, they were writing letters. Yes, they were writing letters, but they also desired to see each other in face to face, and we know that there's a lot of precepts on that. But and that's its own video, right? So the main topic is what? Do we really have to go out there? Do I really have to drive out there to that camp? You know what I'm saying? Yes, brother. Hey, go do so, man. Because, why wouldn't you? You know what I'm saying? Why wouldn't you? Everything that, we're upholding in terms of going to camp and stuff like that, it's all in righteousness. All right. Let's go to the book. And you might be like, well, I'm not a good teacher. I'm nobody. I don't know as many precepts as this brother. Why am I still here? Hey, because look, let's go to the book of 1 Samuel chapter 30. All right. Because when we go out to camp, it is in a sense, spiritual warfare, right? because we're out there bringing down strongholds as pursuant to the book of 2 Corinthians, the 10th chapter, and the fourth verse on down. We are literally breaking down strongholds in our people's minds, right? So we're proclaiming spiritual warfare against the strongholds that's on our people when we go out there in the highways and byways and teach our people. So let's go to 1 Samuel chapter 30, all right? 1 Samuel chapter 30 and verse 24, it says, "For who will hearken unto you in this matter? But as his part is that goeth down to the battle, so shall his part be that tarrieth by the stuff. They shall part alike. And it was so from that day forward, that he made it a statute and an ordinance for Israel unto this day." So what David is talking about, yes, on the physical level, he's talking about physical warfare, right? But we can also apply this to a spiritual aspect, all right? Because we know that, pursuant to the book of Job 11 verse 6 on down, that things is double to that which is in the scriptures. So what David is saying is, as when he says, "For as his part is that goeth down to the battle, so shall his part be that tarrieth by the stuff. They shall part alike." Meaning that the person that goes down to battle and also the person that holds post at camp and is holding post, making sure the stuff is intact. The stuff is meaning the supplies, right? For example, because it says stays by the supplies, right, in the footnote. So the man, the warrior, you know what I'm saying, that's actually fighting in the battle. And also you have the men that are securing the camp, you know what I'm saying, that don't necessarily go out to battle. David said they are alike and they're going to get the same reward. And so David, from that day forward, he made it a statute and an ordinance for Israel unto this day. All right, that no matter if you went out to battle, no matter if you were at camp holding the stuff or staying by the supplies, making sure they're intact, you know, making sure no damn invaders come in from wherever and try to, you know, steal the stuff and raid the loot. You know what I'm saying? Whether you were a guard or whether you were actually an actual warrior fighting in a battle, you guys were equal. That's what David said. And this is written for our learning. Romans 15 and verse 4. So when we take that and we apply it on a spiritual aspect concerning, you know, going to camp, it don't matter if you mightily shaking the hand. You can mightily hold posts, man. You know what I'm saying? Because that's crucial as well. We have a lot of valuables at camp that we bring there. Brothers' Bibles are there, man. And we would feel some type of way. A brother might get extremely out of the spirit if somebody just came up, stole our Bibles, and was just ripping it up and threw it in the lake. You know what I'm saying? Or threw it in the trash can or something like that. Or came up or threw some damn fire on our books, man. Something like that. And then all of our Bibles is just gone. Diminished, bruh. Burnt in flames or ripped in half, and now we can't even use it. Brothers will get out of the spirit so quick because our Bibles is like our wives, man, down there. And in certain instances, brothers would actually have their wives and their children there. So that's why holding posts is like is that important as well. So even we see that even in the Bible, David said, "Men that go out to war, that's fighting literally, and the men that stay back, that's holding posts." You know, even if you could take that on the spiritual level, David said they're equal, man, right? And David literally said, guess what? They're going to have the same reward, all right? Now, it don't matter, man. So that's why I just pulled that to say, you know, all of the body matters because not everybody is a prophet. That's Ephesians, right? Ephesians chapter 4. All right, let's go to Ephesians chapter 4. In verse 11, it says, "And he gave some apostles and some prophets and some evangelists and some pastors and teachers for the perfecting of the saints, for the work of the ministry, for the edifying of the body of Mahashiach." So everybody has their different offices, and we also understand that as well. But it doesn't mean that just because you don't know as much as some other person, that you can't actually be at camp. You know what I'm saying? We can't have that as an excuse. You know, we can't make that our excuse that just because we're not built up enough that we shouldn't be congregating. You know what I'm saying? We congregate in order to be built up. We should look at it like that. We should come to camp in order to get built up, right? Now, of course, the Lord also says in Proverbs chapter 18, verse 1, that through desire of man having separated himself, seeketh the intermittent with all wisdom. Now, that's, we apply that on the left-hand side, but that can also be applied on the right-hand side. The Lord, he can separate yourself. So like the Lord can separate you. And in that, during that time of separation from anybody else, even people that may not be in the truth, or people that, or are not even in the truth, you know what I'm saying? And you're just by yourself. It's just you and the Lord. During that time, the Lord might separate yourself just for the Lord to directly build you up and make you strong, right? But we also know that when you join a congregation, you are also building off each other, all right? And that's Hebrews chapter 3, verse 13. But exhort one another daily while it is called today, lest any of you be hardened through the deceitfulness of sin. So, how are you going to do that? How are you going to exhort one another daily? You know what I'm saying? If we're not part of a body, we don't know anybody in the truth around us. We can't fulfill that precept, and many other precepts. So that's why it's important for us to be going out here, because, okay, I can't show you a little precept, in the first 5 books of Moses. Somebody says, show me in the law where the Lord Most High God commanded all the children of Israel to go out to camp. It's not, you're not going to find a direct precept, but you're going to find all these precepts in and out of the Old Testament, New Testament, about how that it is expedient to do so. All right. And that the Lord commands us to do so, especially if we have this knowledge. We don't want to be that servant that hid his talent. The Lord said that we have to literally, it's like, what's that word? We have to literally magnify our office, right? As Paul says. Let's go to Romans chapter 11, verse, I believe on 113, right? I'll praise in Romans chapter 11, verse 13. For I speak to you, Gentiles, inasmuch as I am the apostle of the Gentiles, I magnify mine office. Meaning he's doing everything he can, right, to fulfill the office that the Lord gave him. And if you're well knowledgeable, hey, guess what? You might be very, very suitable for camp. Huh? And that doesn't mean that you have to shake the hand mightily. That doesn't mean that, you're the best reader or you're the best person to hold posts, right? You can still be beneficial to that body, to that congregation you're congregating with on the Shabbat. You sacrifice your Shabbat for, you know what I'm saying? That you use your Shabbat for, that you use your day-to-day, your new moons, man. You know what I'm saying? You could be that. You could be by yourself. But at the same time, the Lord still commands us to gather together, right? So stuff like that. And we see that throughout the scripture. The Lord literally admonishes his people to gather together. Zephaniah chapter 2, verse 1. The Lord admonishes his people, commands his people to congregate on the Shabbat. That's literally in the law. You know what I'm saying? So what better place to congregate than at camp? You know what I'm saying? Especially for the men, right? Because even in the book of Deuteronomy, the 16th chapter, the Lord says, all thy males, right? We know that, of course, all Israel, but at the same time, all thy males. The Lord said, unto you, O men, do I call, and my voice is to the sons of men. In the book of Proverbs chapter 8 and verse 4. And I didn't want to make this too long of a video, but just an admonishing and showing certain people that might oppose this, right? Might say that cancer is wicked and all this, this, that, and the third. The Lord literally admonishes his people to do so, to do what we're doing through the spirit power of Yahweh. So with that, all praises to Yahweh. But Shema Mashak, Mama Lak Yahweh, Lord willing, this is edifying. Brother Yashala, Shalom.